Ready?
Okay, good evening, everyone. For post-match press conference, our head coach, Mr. Jonathan Trott, here for your questions.
Cool. Jonathan, overall a very formidable performance, of course, against maybe a low-ranked opponent. This is the way perhaps Afghanistan would want to stamp their authority. A really tremendous performance both with the bat and ball. So as a coach, pleasing start to the tournament because, of course, we were discussing this with the captain yesterday as well. A lot of people think that Afghanistan are a real force, especially in these conditions, and maybe even a semi-final contender. And who knows after what happens after that?
Yeah, I think obviously you want to start well and you want to be 1 from 1 and sort of kick your tournament off. So to do that and win convincingly is very pleasing. I think obviously our opening partnership was really good and set a great platform. I think obviously we didn't capitalize on it as much as we could, and that's something we need to work on going forward. So the exciting thing is there's still things we can do better. And as a coach, that's obviously the challenge for the players, but also exciting for us if we can get that right. I think, yes, a lot of people have spoken us up, but again, cricket can change very quickly. And we've got to take it one game at a time. So the only thing we're focused on, I know it's very boring, very cliche, but is our match against New Zealand, who are a very good side. So I'm looking forward to that.
Jonathan, 2 questions. One, in terms of this group, it's a bit of a dicey group. It was important to get a big win, you would say, to increase net run rate, given the weather conditions in the Caribbean as well. Matches could rain out. You would want to have a good net run rate. And 2, could you give me some insight in terms of the impact of Dwayne Bravo has had on this team thus far?
Yeah, I think in a tight group with the quality of sides, yes, net run rate may play its part. I don't worry too much about the weather and the rain, and that's up to the cricketing gods. But I think it's more of a confidence boost the way that we played and finished off the game as well. I think Faisal bowled really well and helped the whole team play really well. So that's pleasing. DJ coming into the side, fantastic. I think as a head coach, having quality coaches, also with huge experiences playing, but also vast franchise experience in this format of the game. Only brilliant, only a brilliant thing to have a player like him come into the side as a head coach and makes your job not a lot easier, but it makes the coaching more enhanced, and especially with the bowlers. We've seen the start of his first game with us, and we saw the bowlers bowl really well. So credit to Dwayne, credit to Hamid Hassan also as a bowling coach as well. So nice start for the boys.
And there is a comprehensive win. There are areas that you guys need to improve on going forward, given the fact this tournament is huge.
Pardon?
Some of the areas you guys want to work on as you go forward.
What are they? Are you saying? Yeah, I think finishing the innings. I think coming into the tournament and starting on these wickets, especially against a slightly older ball, is a little bit tricky. So we've got to get better at that. As was said, we only scored 30 odd in the last couple of overs. And with the platform we had, we should have done a bit better. But we shuffled the order a little bit, and maybe that's our fault a little bit as coaches, decision making, mixing the order up a little bit left, right hand we wanted. So we'll look at that and hopefully get that right next game. There's always areas to improve: fielding, bowling, death bowling, variations, boundary hitting. So we're looking to improve the whole time.
Thank you. Apart from Gurbaz and Ibrahim innings, the middle order didn't click today as well. You think it's like an Afghanistan old problem, or you have to work on it for the next couple of matches we have here? Also, do you think Afghanistan will qualify for the Super 8?
I think, as I said, it's quite tricky coming in and finding that tempo when you've just been sitting on the side and the other players have made it look really easy. But yeah, we would like to have done better. All the players would have liked to have done better in the last couple of overs. But I think we saw when we bowled how tricky that pitch actually was, and how easy and how well Ibrahim and Gurbaz played. I think maybe that's a better way to look at it, that they played and made the pitch look a lot easier. We saw when we bowled, the ball was still nipping around and also spinning. So sometimes we also have to give credit to Uganda and the way that they bowl. So there's a lots of things we could say. It's not just that we could have been better or there's a problem. I think sometimes the game doesn't allow you, things that don't always go your way. Whether we'll qualify for the Super 8s, I will tell you after our last group game. Then I'll be able to answer you.
Coach, last question about two star performers for you today, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, and just the way especially he's come through in the last year.
Be careful, he's sitting behind you. I don't want him to get too big.
I want to praise him and proper.
Yeah.
He's had a phenomenal run in tournaments around the world, and of course for Afghanistan, he's played some great innings as well. These two, how much have they added? The openers I'm talking about, and of course Fazal Farooqi as well. Again, has had a tremendous year around the world, and for your team as well. So these two youngsters, this team, of course, maybe is not about Rashid Khan or your spinners anymore. You've got great batters and bowler. I'm talking about like fast bowlers. So, in terms of these two, like these additions, these strengths, if you can explain what has really been done with them and what has made them such world beaters.
I think when you've got young players coming through who want to do as well as they do, I think they have the hunger and desire to improve themselves, but also they want to win for the side. I think that's a potent combination, and as a coach, it makes your job really easy. It's about just being, constant with them and your messaging and what they need to work on. The thing that is pleasing for me was the way that they batted. They didn't try and hit or slog the ball. They played some fantastic cricket shots, and that's a pleasing thing. That they don't have to go out there and force it. They naturally score quickly. But it's about being able to do both. If the conditions suggest that they can't score at that pace, they need to be able to adapt. And obviously Gurbaz going to the IPL and not playing, and then being called upon in the last couple of games and being able to perform shows the strength of character, but also the skill and the determination to do well. So I'm very pleased that he was able to play in the IPL, and they gave him a few warm-up games for the World Cup. And so we get players in form, and being one of 9 players at the IPL, I think it must be a record for Afghanistan, and hopefully it only becomes more. But the more that the guys play in pressure tournaments like that, the exposure to crowds and playing with world-class players and coaches, certainly can improve the standard of our players, and very exciting.
A quick word on Farooqi as well, please.
Faisal, yes, obviously another person who's been to the IPL for a couple of months, didn't play, but has worked, looks like he's worked really hard in his game, and very pleased for him today, the way that he was able to bowl and stuck to his plans and showed his skill. They're able to swing the ball and take wickets early, always creates trouble for the opposition and gets us going in the right direction.
Thank you very much, and all the best for the remaining games.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.